I always believed Oscar and I had the perfect marriage. We were high school sweethearts, the couple everyone envied. He was my rock, my best friend, my everything. We built a life together, brick by brick, filled with laughter, dreams, and what I thought was unwavering trust. I gave him my whole heart, never once doubting his loyalty. Looking back now, maybe that was my first mistake. I was so wrapped up in our perfect little world that I missed all the signs, the subtle shifts in his behavior, the late nights at the office, the sudden secrecy with his phone. I trusted him completely, blindly. And that trust, the very foundation of our 15-year relationship, was about to be shattered in the most brutal way imaginable. It started with a gut feeling, a tiny nagging voice in the back of my mind that I tried so hard to ignore. Oscar became distant, almost like a stranger living in my house. The easy laughter we shared was replaced by a tense silence. He'd jump whenever I walked into the room while he was on his phone, quickly flipping it over or hiding the screen. He said it was just work stress, that a big project was taking up all his energy, and I, wanting so badly to believe him, accepted it. I made him his favorite dinners, suggested we take a weekend trip, anything to reconnect. But it was like trying to hug a ghost. He was there, but he wasn't. The real proof, the undeniable heart-crushing evidence, came from the most unexpected place, our shared family cloud account. I was looking for a photo from our anniversary trip last year, scrolling through years of happy memories. And then I saw it. A folder titled Projects that I didn't recognize. Curiosity got the better of me. I clicked on it. My world stopped spinning. It wasn't filled with work documents. It was filled with photos and videos. Photos of Oscar with another woman. Her name, I would soon learn, was Violet. They were at restaurants I'd always wanted to go to, on weekend trips he claimed were business conferences. There were screenshots of their texts, filled with a passion and intimacy he hadn't shown me in years. I felt the air leave my lungs. My hands were shaking so hard I dropped my phone. Every picture was a knife to the heart. There they were, smiling, kissing, living a whole separate life behind my back. The man I had loved for half my life, the man I had built a home with, was a complete stranger. The lies? Oh, the lies were the worst part. Every I love you, every late night at work, every business trip was a calculated deception. He had looked me in the eyes, day after day, and lied. The betrayal was a physical pain, a crushing weight on my chest. I spent that first night sitting on the floor, surrounded by the digital ghosts of his affair, just crying. The initial shock gave way to a cold, hard anger. He didn't just cheat. He disrespected me, our family, and everything we had built. For a week, I played the part of the devoted wife. I smiled, I cooked. I asked about his day, all while a storm of rage and hurt brewed inside me. I was gathering my ammunition. I downloaded everything from that cloud folder. Every photo, every video, every screenshot. I cross-referenced dates with our calendar, matching his lies to their secret rendezvous. It was sickeningly easy. The dentist appointment was a lunch date with Violet. The boys' poker night was a cozy evening at her apartment. I became a detective in my own life, uncovering the depth of his deceit. He had no idea I knew. He continued to live his double life, kissing me goodbye in the morning before going to meet her. The arrogance of it all was staggering. The time for tears was over. It was time for action. I wasn't just going to leave him. I was going to expose him. He had built his public persona on being a devoted family man, a pillar of the community. Our annual charity gala, an event Oscar chaired and was incredibly proud of, was just 2 weeks away. It was the perfect stage. Everyone would be there. Our friends, his business partners, his family. He loved the spotlight, the praise, the admiration. I decided that was exactly where I would pull the curtain back and show everyone the real Oscar. I started planning, meticulously. This wasn't about petty revenge. It was about reclaiming my narrative and ensuring he could not just walk away and paint me as the crazy, bitter wife. The night of the gala arrived. I wore a stunning red dress, a color of power and defiance. Oscar, oblivious, beamed at my side, telling me how beautiful I looked. The irony was almost laughable. He worked the room, shaking hands, accepting compliments, the perfect picture of success and integrity. I watched him, my heart a steady cold drum. I waited until he was on stage, beginning his keynote speech. He was talking about the importance of community, trust, and family values. That was my cue. I had arranged with the tech crew to switch the presentation feed. As he spoke those words, family values, the screen behind him flickered. The slideshow of smiling children and happy donors was replaced. The first image that flashed up, 10 feet tall for everyone to see, was a photo of him and Violet, kissing on a beach. A collective gasp rippled through the ballroom. Oscar froze, his face draining of all color. Then the next photo appeared, then another, and another. A highlight reel of his secret life played out for his entire world to see. Screenshots of their explicit texts, receipts from hotels, plane tickets. The silence in the room was deafening. I had his microphone feed cut. I walked calmly to the stage, took a different microphone, and stood beside my shell-shocked husband. For 15 years, I began, my voice clear and steady. I believed I was married to this man, the one who just spoke to you about trust and family. But as you can see, he has a different definition of those words. I didn't shout. I didn't cry. I simply stated the facts, letting the evidence on the screen speak for itself. I looked directly at his parents, at his boss, at our so-called friends. I saw shock, pity, and, in some faces, a glimmer of respect. Oscar just stood there, speechless, his carefully constructed world crumbling around him. After I finished, I placed the microphone down, walked off the stage, and didn't look back. My phone started blowing up immediately, but I ignored it. I went home, to the house that no longer felt like mine, and packed a bag. The next morning, I filed for divorce. The fallout was immense. Oscar lost his job, his position on several boards, and the respect of almost everyone he knew. Some people called me vindictive, but many more, especially women, reached out to call me brave. They shared their own stories, their own quiet heartbreaks. Exposing Oscar wasn't just for me. It was for every person who has ever been made to feel small and foolish by a liar. It's been a year now. The divorce is final. Rebuilding my life has been the hardest thing I've ever done, but also the most empowering. I learned that my worth was never tied to him or our marriage. I found a strength within myself I never knew I had. Some days are still hard. The ghost of the betrayal lingers. But now, when I look in the mirror, I don't see a victim. I see a survivor. A woman who took back her power and refused to be silenced, and that is a story worth telling. Thank you for listening. If you've been through something similar, know that you are not alone and you are stronger than you think. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories.